Hello everyone, this is Mr. Garcia, and in this lesson I'm going to cover notes 3-5 triangle angles. Okay, so I'm going to start by going over this theorem, which says that the measure of the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to give you the first problem. I'm going to ask you to pause the video and copy this problem. Okay, and then once you're done copying, then go ahead and just press play. So this is asking us to find the measure of angle 1. This is angle 1. Okay, so to find the measure of angle 1, according to this theorem, we just add the three angles, and when we do that, all three angles have to add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so I'm gonna make that first statement here. So I'm gonna say angle 1, which is this angle, plus this angle, which is 75, plus this other angle, which is 54. All three angles have to add up to 180. Okay, so then I'm going to add 75 and 54. And when I add those two angles, they add up to 129 degrees. So this angle plus 129 equals 180. Since I want to find the measure of angle 1, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to subtract 129 from the left-hand side and the right-hand side. And once I do that, I find the measure of angle 1. Okay, so in the end, the measure of angle 1 is 51 degrees. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next problem. Now in this problem, I'm being asked to find the measure of angle X, angle Y, and angle Z. Okay, so this is angle X, angle Y, and angle Z. So I'm going to walk you on how to find the measure of the three angles. So to find angle X, I'm going to use the fact that we have a triangle here. Okay, so we have one triangle, we have another triangle, and we have the big triangle that has the two triangles. All right, so I'm going to add angle X plus 27 plus 36, and I'm going to set that equal to 180 degrees by using the triangle angle sum theorem. So angle X plus 27 plus 36 equals 180. Then I add 27 plus 36, and that adds to 63. Next, since I want to find the measure of angle X, I'm going to subtract 63 from both sides, right? So then when I do that, 180 minus 63 gives me 117 degrees. So then the measure of angle X is 117 degrees. So let's go ahead and find now the measure of angle Y. And again, I'm going to make the same statement. I'm going to use the fact that angle X and angle Y, they add up to 180. And I hope you guys remember that these two angles form a linear pair. Okay, so a linear pair angles are supplementary, which means they add up to 180. But we already know the measure of angle X. The measure of angle X, we said, is 117 degrees, right? That's what we found on the previous on this one here. Okay, so what we do is replace X with 117. So 117 plus angle Y equals 180. And then to find angle Y, we subtract 117 from both sides of the equation. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. And in the end, 180 minus 117 gives you 63 degrees. So that tells us that the measure of angle Y is 63 degrees, which is what I have here. Okay, now the next one, to find angle Z, we're going to use the fact that we have a triangle here. So angle Y plus angle Z plus 95 is going to be 180, but we already know that angle Y is 93 and this angle is 95, so we're going to use that fact to help us find the measure of angle Z. So this is angle Z plus 63 plus 95 equals 180. Add 63 and 95, and that sum is 158. And then subtract 158 from both sides of the equation. Okay, and in the end, we find that angle Z is equal to 22 degrees. If you need to pause the video to copy all of this, go ahead and do that, and then press play to continue. Okay, let's move on to the next problem. So this one is asking us to find the variables, okay, the value of the variables, but we're only going to have one, and the measure of all the angles. So this is the problem that we are working with right now. Okay, so as you remember or recall, all three angles in this triangle have to add up to 180 degrees, right? So I'm going to use that fact again to help me find the value of X, and then this also wants me to find the measure of all the angles. So I'm going to say X, which is this angle, plus this angle, which is 2X, plus 6, and then plus this other angle, which is 2X, minus 6. All three angles have to add up to 180, right? And then I'm going to combine like terms. So x plus 2x plus other 2x's, that's 5x. And then if you see this positive 6 and then this negative 6, they cancel each other out. So then I just have 5x equals 180, right? And then I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides of the equation. And when you divide 180 by 5, the answer is 36. So this is 36 degrees. So x equals 36. This is the value of x. Now I'm done with finding the value of x or the variable, but I still need to find the measure of the angles, right? So to find this angle here, okay, I'm going to say 2 times x is 36 plus 6. Okay, that's this angle. 2 times 36 is 72. 72 plus 6 is 78. So this angle has a measure of 78 degrees. Okay, and this one here, 2 times 36 minus 6. 2 times 36 again is 72 minus 6. This angle has to be 66 degrees. And this one here, this one has a measure of 36 because it's the value of x. Okay, so there is that the answer to that problem. Let's go on to the next section. So for this one here, I'm going to introduce you to another concept. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to pause the video and copy this for now, and then I'll explain what this is saying. Okay, so this says that an exterior angle is formed by extending one side of the triangle. So that's what I'm doing here. I have this triangle in black, right, and then I extend this side. So remote interior angles, okay, the non-adjacent angles to the exterior angle, and that means angles not next to the exterior angle, in this case 2 and 3. Notice that 2 and 3 are not next to angle 1. So these are called remote interior angles. So that's what I'm saying here. 2 and 3 are remote interior angles. And then this is what we are going to learn today. Okay, so this is the exterior angle theorem. So this theorem says that the measure of an exterior angle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. So if I want to find the measure of angle 1, which is what this is saying, all I have to do is add angle 2 and angle 3. So the two angles that are not next to this angle, I add them, and then this angle is going to be equal to the sum of those two angles. So let's see a couple of examples. So I'm going to give you one example, and then I'm going to have you do the second example. So let's start with this one here. Okay, so in this example, let's see, let me move this over so you can see you can see the triangle, what I have. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, so in this problem here, they want me to find the measure of angle 1 and angle 2. Okay, so I can find angle 1, let's find angle 2 first. So I can find angle 2 by using this theorem that says that the angle outside is going to be equal to the sum of the ones inside and away from it. So the two remote interior angles. Okay, I'm going to use that theorem. So then I'm going to say that angle 2 is equal to 31 plus 45. Okay, 31 and 45 coming from these two angles. And when we add 31 and 45, the sum of those two angles is going to be 76 degrees. So there is the measure of angle 2. That's the exterior angle. Now to find angle 1, there are two ways to do it, but I'm going to use the fact that angle 1 and angle 2 have to add up to 180 degrees again, because they are linear pair, and linear pair angles are supplementary. So angle 1 is going to be equal to, I'm going to take 180, and I'm going to subtract what I know to be the measure of angle 1. We just said, I'm sorry, what we know to be the measure of angle 2. And we just said that angle 2 is 76 degrees. So take 180 and subtract 76, okay? And when we do that, we find that the measure of angle 1 is 104 degrees. And that is the measure of angle 1, and the measure of angle 2 is 76. I want you to try this one here, okay? Use this theorem to help you find the measure of the angles that they want you to find. So UVT, that's this angle here, okay? These three angles have to add up to 180, and WVT, so this is WVT, that's this angle here. So that's the exterior angle. And don't forget, this angle is equal to the sum of its two. So I want you to try it, and then we'll discuss this in the classroom. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.